So today, I'm sitting with one of the partners of the BeeGuard project, and the idea with those podcasts that we're doing here is kind of presenting all our partners, if they will tell their story. I'm sitting actually in Porto on a beautiful hotel in the middle of the city, and here I had the opportunity to make a little bit of tourism together with you, Fani. And Fani, you're from Greece, you're from the Beekeeping Institute close to Thessaloniki. Please present yourself as partner of BeeGuards and what you're doing on your institute.
Hi, Fleming. Good to be with you. Well, yes, as you said, I'm Fani Hajina, that's my name, and I'm working in a public institution for honeybees in Greece. It's a governmental institution, only for honeybees. We have lots of, research projects, but also lots of collaboration with beekeepers. Sometimes we also give some seminars. And
we're actually very connected to the beekeepers. It's very applied what you're doing.
Yes, it's applied research.
Exciting.
And we also give advice. Advisor services, it's not so well, organized in Greece, but we also give advice to beekeepers. We also analyze samples if they wish.
So if I have a problem, I call you. I could call you and you would do your best.
Or you call me, or you just take your car, drive, find us, and sit there, and it's much better because this way you can bring your samples and you can also, half an hour. We can have a talk and we can discuss. So that's what we do.
So it's really extension service, so to say. Yeah. So what are you doing more at your institute, and how many people are you there actually?
Well, we are not many. We are only 2 researchers, and now I have 2 people for supporting. We are a very small unit. We used to be many, but not anymore. But we are doing quite a lot. We have lots of projects. Now we have 4 European projects. One of them is BeeGuards. It's the new one and the one that is going to take us until the end of 2026. So we are concentrating on this. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why we were just a few days ago in Bilbao, right?
In Bilbao, exactly.
Where we also met. Well, the meeting in Bilbao was really very good because we want to talk about BeeGuards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the meeting in Bilbao was mainly on work package 1. Yeah. And this is important because I did not mention the name of the institute, in fact. It's the Hellenic Institute of Apiculture Research, or otherwise Ellinikos Georgikos Organismos DIMITRA, to say it in Greek.
Mm-hmm. So to give you a comment, that's what I hate about all the universities and so on. Why don't they have short, easy to say names?
ELGO DIMITRA.
ELGO
DIMITRA. That comes from the capitals. Yeah. But sometimes it's really difficult because it comes from the Greek words but that's how it is. Anyway, our main participation in the BeeGuards project is work package 1, which is the management for resilience. And what is important in this work package is that we want to test alternative methods for treating varroa. And although our colleagues in other countries, Germany, for example, that they suggested it, they had an experience, and although we also had previous experience on alternative methods, for example, during the summer, the caging of the queen.
It's actually caging the queen we're talking about.
To make a kind of broodless period and then treating with organic acids always. Still, what we haven't done till now is to avoid the winter treatment and apply the alternative during the summer. Mm-hmm. So through this work package and through this project, we want to apply this in our institutions because we are only one of the 27th partners. And I don't know, maybe 17 or 13 or 17, I'm not sure
that's around
how many they are going to apply the same method. But what we want also, apart from us applying and see the result in practice, is to see who else from the beekeepers we can convince so they can also follow us, apply and see the results by their own minds, eyes and hands to their own colonies. So that's really very important.
What's very, impressive by this project is actually that for the first time we test this queen caging, brood-free periods under all types of climate in Europe. We're really spread all over northern, middle, southern Europe.
Yes, that's true, because through the RNSBB group, we had common experiments, but we were 7 countries, for example. Exactly, this is what it is now. We test it in north, central, east, south, west of Europe. So I suppose that also what it makes difference is that people want to see what is the proper period of the year
to do it,
to apply the method. Timing. Because till now we were playing with mainly the duration and the method itself, but now there are more in different aspects that we have to see. So this is one of the main reasons, and that's what we discussed, the protocols we discussed in Bilbao. We had a very good meeting, and we also had a training on the methods to assess the colonies, these performance tests. It was really very good. It was great, I think.
But Fani, tell me, so that's your participation in
That's the main participation.
The main, you're also involved in all the work packages.
We are going to involve in work package 2, which is also for resilience and breeding for resilience. And what is important for my participation in this is that we have one task about cryopreservation. This is important because in most of the countries, cryopreservation for honeybees does not exist. In my country?
Because I was told in my earlier years not possible for honeybees. So maybe the technology was first there now.
It seems that it's more difficult for honeybees because in my country, for example, we do it for the bigger animals. And even people from my institution, they are involved because it's animal production institution in general. But, just from the little things a few things that I know, it is, for example, it's different between the sheep and the cows. So it's more difficult to one of the two type of animals. And it seems from other people that they have better experience on honeybees, that it's more difficult for honeybees. So it's good in most of the countries to have the knowledge, as long as there is the equipment, to go, because we need to preserve the sperm, we need to preserve the populations, maybe subspecies.
Exactly, subspecies.
They are going to extinction because, trade and free movement around and
import
and whatever. We lose populations. In Greece, we tried to preserve something, but we almost lost the original Adami.
So we're losing, you could say, biodiversity within the subspecies of bees.
It has to be preserved.
And there could, exactly, and there could really be some genes out there that would be very important in the future.
If you take Macedonica bee, we always insist, and we have proven, that Macedonica bees, Apis mellifera macedonica, let's say, they have a kind of resistance to Acarapis woodii. So, now Macedonica bees are all over the place, but you never know. I mean, if this characteristic is lost, we will go back again to use even more chemicals for Acarapis woodii, that now we don't really use anything for the tracheal mites, right?
But we sure have a responsibility towards the Rio Convention many years ago, and we also have to take our responsibility.
I fully agree. I mean, biodiversity needs to be preserved for any reason, for the future generations. But this is what sustainability means. Sustainability means with the local populations, the methods, the best beekeeping, because we're talking about beekeeping, the best beekeeping methods according to the climatic and the food resources. You try to do the best to preserve and also inherit to the next generation the best that you can in order for the bees, for the beekeeping, and the bee profession to be sustainable, to be alive.
So Fani, it's great to hear, and great to hear about that. My plan is to ask all the partners about one of the projects, and I didn't tell you before, but you're working with the moonlight mating. Give me a few words. I was at your institute and I saw this train into the fridge, and you had a long chain and you could pull out all the bee boxes. Tell me, what are you guys doing?
Well, this is interesting approach to have control mating.
Yes.
And we did not invent it. Other people did. They applied it, and then we thought that it's a good method system for our case, because we have high density. And it's very difficult to find isolated places to have control mating. And we tested it for several years, and what it is all about. For example, we close the drones in the colonies until the afternoon. And then we have a cool box big enough to have a lot of nuclei and with the virgin queens inside. And after a few days, we drag them out of the cool box in the afternoon.
About what time?
About 5:30 in the
exactly.
afternoon. So they have about 3 hours for mating until it's dark. And it's very hot, so it's really very good for them to be inside this cool box. It's dark also. And because it's 14 degrees, it's cold and dark, the queens don't try to go out. There is always, of course, a queen excluded in front to prevent them, but the queens do not try to go out, so that's why they don't hurt themselves. Then you drag the nuclei with the virgin queens out on trolleys, on railways. That's why we call it like that. Because this is very way to pull them out, and also they have a chain with 2 meters between
so
the wagons.
Exactly the same position as yesterday.
Exactly, they go in the same position because they don't only go out once, they go 4 or 5 days consecutive.
Yeah.
In order to give the bees, the queens, the time to fly twice or 3 times. And it seems that they do. And then, of course, at the same time, first, we take the wagons with the virgin queens out. So we position where they should be. And then we go to the drone colonies and we release the drones.
Yeah.
The queens need about half an hour to start flying. So first the queens, then the drones, and we hope that they mate. And we had up to 80%, almost 79% of success when you have a lot of drones. If you don't have a lot of drones, of course, you are not successful. But this is control mating system. And now we decided between, other people that they are doing a similar approach to call it not moonlight, because it's not moonlight, not the train of virgin queens, because this is a funny story, but the afternoon mating system.
Afternoon mating system.
Because this is exactly what it is.
Why not give things the right name?
Yeah, well, that's all about this.
So just for me to get it right, so the queens are also in small mating boxes within the fridge? Mm-hmm. Okay, so every evening you take them out, put everything on the same position,
and you
open
bring them
up,
back again.
And then bring it back again. And you have over, you said 70?
Well, we have 18 hives divided by 2. That's how we use them now. So in fact, we can prepare only 36 queens. But if they are divided by 4, we can have another 36 at the same time.
Yeah, but you mentioned the mating success. How was that?
Oh, the mating success. Well, we came up to 80%.
80%? Because, when I talk with my queen breeders in Denmark, they always say if we have 80% in all the processes, grafting 80%, you get the cells, if they merge 80% of them, and then they put them out, and then if they get 80% of those ones mated, so it's actually the same. It's the same what a professional...
Well, if you have 80% in each stage, then you go
lower.
The total lower, but you can never have just 100%. It's good if you could have 90%, for example.
But are they...
But this 80% is the mating success.
Mm-hmm. But then the last thing, actually, before we stop, is that now you did start this some years ago. So the queens, do they survive? Are they running out of semen, or are they as full productive as a normal mated queen?
Yes, they were. We followed them for 1 year. They were very good. We had no problems at all. But now we need to go into more research to see exactly from where the drones that they are mating are coming from, and if for any reason we have other foreign drones which we didn't see in the preliminary study that we did. But we still want to do a little bit of more research. But I hope, if not this year, from next year, to start applying it. Okay. Because this way we can give to breeders more secure material, genetic material that at least it's mated with our own drones. So that's the train.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for presenting your institute, talking about the project, and actually also mentioned one of your own, I would say, very applied projects that you're using, and I can hear on your voice that you find this afternoon mating, was it what we call it now?
The afternoon mating
Yeah.
system, yes.
So thanks a lot, Fanny.
Well, thank you, Fleming. Good to talk to you.
Nice.
Anytime.
See you.
Bye.